Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Hunley Garage. What I'm going to do is take my Tesla, I'm going to go to Morrow, Cincinnati, and I'm going to get a replacement jet ski motor, and it is 181 miles away, and so round trip, that'd be what, 3 something. Going to try to figure out exactly how much it's going to cost. I ended up charging to 95%, and what it's doing here is it's telling me to stop in Fairfield and stop for 5 minutes and then go to my destination, and then stop in Westchester for 15, and then Shelbyville for 20, and then I'll be home at 9. And so I'm not going to go home with 9%. It'll be 11 o'clock. But it'll be interesting to see exactly how much this trip costs. I mean, the goal is to leave my house with as much electricity as possible, or as much power, because it's cheaper. I can get it for 11 cents a kilowatt, and supercharging is 33 cents a kilowatt. And so, I mean, it'd be nice to go home at 9%, because then I'd fill up with 11 cents a kilowatt power versus 33. But yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll do a round trip, and we'll see what the trip costs. I've been averaging, I've only had it a month. I've got 5,000 miles in 1 month, average 281 watt hours a mile. Except I think on the interstate, I don't get that good. I think it's like 330 watt hours or watts a mile. So we'll see what we get. I've learned the slower you go, the more efficient you are, the less power. So we will see. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So on my way here, and I think what I'm going to do is on my first stop, so the supercharger now says 10 minutes, is it's because my watt hours driven are going up, because I think I've averaged 250 and now I'm at 300. But I think instead of stopping for 5 minutes originally, now it's 10. I'm gonna stop for like 15. It's at 6:30 anyway, and that will just reduce the amount of time at these other stops. So there's 1, 2, 3 stops there. So I'm just gonna, it's more efficient when I do 17%. So I think I'm gonna stop for 15, see what that gets me, and we'll try to drive as efficiently as possible. So yeah, my next stop is 2.5 hours away, 146 miles, says I'll be there at 17%. So we'll see exactly what percent I show up at. It started at 23%, now it's down to 17. So it's kind of adjusted from in-town driving to highway. And this is the performance model, so the rims and wheels don't help this model versus the standard one. And it's colder out, it's 50 degrees, and we're driving at a higher rate of speed, which doesn't help either. So we'll see what we end up at. It was 23, now it's 17. I'll check back in a couple hours. Well, I've been driving for a while, and my next stop is here in 0.7 miles, and so hit a lot of traffic in Indianapolis, and I don't know if that helped or not, but my average watt hour is 288, which is really good, and my battery went from 24% to 17%, and now I'm back up to 24%. And so I think it says like 5-minute charge here, and I think I'm going to stop for like 10 or 12 or 15 minutes. And I think what that'll do is hopefully reduce some of my other charging stops, and then get me home with a higher battery capacity. So we'll see where this is, and I'll check back in. So sitting here waiting, I popped it up and it looks like they're 250 kilowatt max. Out of the 12 stalls, 11 are available and only one out of order. So in 30 cents, 39 cents a kilowatt, so that's kind of expensive. It says Meyer Drive, so I'm assuming that's a Meyer. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and pull in and hook it up, and then I'll check back in. All right, so that got me up to 53%. And if I go to charging, I think it said, so I paid $9. It's kind of expensive for that. So my next stop, I'm actually gonna go to the place and pick up the motor, and then I'll drive back home. So I've gone from 9 to 12, and it looks like I only have one stop left doing that. I had to run in Meyer. Holy cow, they didn't have a bathroom in front, or at least I didn't see it, so I went all the way to the back. So, oh well. I'm gonna get going and get the motor. Well, we got the motor. I threw it in. I'll show it after I stop here, but gonna stop in here. It says 35 minutes for the stop, which is the longest. I think it's gonna try to get me all the way back home, and I think I'd rather, it's like another 3 hours, and I'd rather stop than go 3 hours. We'll see what's here. I'll eat some dinner, and then we'll go on. There's plenty of superchargers. Well, I don't know where we're going, but it's huge. Got the car driving. Kind of cool. We'll see what options we have. You can slow down here anytime. All right, I might have to take over here. Nope, it's doing good. Keep going, get into the right lane. All right, it's a little nerve-wracking letting the car do that. It did great though. Holy crap, got in the correct turn lane, and I think I'm doing a Chick-fil-A. Is this another Meyer? Wow. Actually, this is the same stop. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna do Chick-fil-A. Nice place around here. All these Tesla chargers are really in a nice spot. These chargers here are 250 too, so I don't think I'm gonna stay for the 35 minutes, but I'll probably hook the car up and walk over, get me some dinner, and then walk back, and we'll see how long it is. It is 8 o'clock, and we'll go from there. Yeah, I was gonna say, here's the stalls. There's a ton of them over here. So I'm gonna go, let's pull up over on this side, and we'll hook up. Well, I went over and had dinner. I still have 10 minutes left. I'm at 78%, but I'm gonna go ahead and unhook because it gets real efficient the more full it gets charged. So I'm gonna go ahead and unhook now and going down the road, because I'm not gonna make 3 hours anyway. Yeah, so 3 hours of driving, 181 miles. I'm at 79%, and it says I'll be home at 9. So I'm gonna go ahead and go, because like I said, I'm gonna have to stop anyway. Charging, so that was $16. When I get home, I'll review this and see how much charging I've gotten, and figure out the trip cost versus like driving a car. But I'm gonna go ahead and get on the road. I got 3 hours. It's 8:30, so why didn't it put? Oh, it's right there. 11:30. Good grief. Alrighty, pick it up in a bit. Well, I'm stopping here in Lebanon, and I don't know exactly where these are, but I've got 17%. Ah, they're right behind the Starbucks, and the Starbucks is closed. But I only think I need a couple of minutes. There we go. Oh. Those are nice back there. So only need a couple of minutes here, and I'll be able to get going. But quite a few chargers here, a couple of cars. All right, so it says 3 minutes. I'm charging at 943 miles per hour. I think I'm gonna sit here for a couple of minutes, and we'll see what do I get home with. I don't understand. -6. Oh, that's why it's okay. So we'll let it charge here for a little bit, and it says 2 more minutes, so not a long stop, but I think I'm gonna get it so that I'm home with like 10%, and we'll see. Try to add up all of the charging stops and how much power I use. Probably do that tomorrow. I'm tired. All right, so I just stayed long enough. I got $7 to hit 20% at home because I want to charge most of my battery at the cheaper rate. So I'm gonna head on home. Stop at the bathroom though. Well, we are home, and what kind of power did we use here? Averaged 280 watts a mile. I'm tired. And 13,000 watt hours to get here. So we will get inside the garage here. That was a long trip. So we are 21%. Gonna go ahead and charge it up, and it'll keep track of the charger will keep track of the watt hours, and then I'll add it up from the trip, and then we'll put some numbers together. Well, it's the next day. The car, I'll show it up here. It said it added 46,000 watts, and I'll figure up what that is, and then I'll try to get the totals from the car. I can't really, I don't know if the app, I just don't know how to use it, or the app's not set up, but it's not see, I can only get like last paid. Because what I want to do is, I don't know, I should have done the trip. I need to figure that out. But at any rate, I think I'm going to go back and review the videos, and because I don't know how to use this. If anybody knows how to like do a cumulative, I think I need to figure out the trip. But yeah, I'll figure out exactly what it cost to run, and then what I'll do is I got my truck over here for sale that I don't really want to sell, but never drive anymore. I'll figure out what it would cost to run. It gets between 18 and 22 mile a gallon, so I'll figure 20 and use 350 a gallon, and then I'll do a comparison between these two. But yeah, like the car, and haven't even looked at it yet. This is what I got last night. Kawasaki, supposed to be a 650 SX, Kawasaki 650 SX engine, and it is pretty much identical to this on the bottom, except for this top end is a highly modified performance jet ski 700cc Viper engine with a high compression head, but I've been having problems with the cylinder sealing to the case. I keep getting some water coming through, and then I think when I ran it a long time ago, I think it was either this or this, it loosened up, and I think it leaned it out and it scored the pistons, and then this company went out of business, and so I could never get parts for it. But I found somebody that could redo the cylinder and get me a custom piston, because all this stuff's got a crazy port on it, except it was going to be like $600, and I got this whole motor, and I think I'll probably take the oil injection off of it and tear the carb open and check the compression, but hopefully be able to drop that in. I got it for $400, and then whatever it cost in electricity, I think it was like 30 bucks. So what I'm hoping to do is drop this in and then kind of include that along with it and sell it. And then I've got my wet bike mess that's kind of all over the place here. Gonna try to get it put back together. Got the carbs all cleaned up, got the engine part back from a machine shop. I don't know when I'm gonna put it back together. It's like 30 degrees now. So, and then I've got these batteries I'm doing a test on. And what I'm wanting to do is see how many miles I can get from one of these batteries charging up the car. So yeah, I'll tune back in here with the information on the car trip.